Oi, oi! How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another On the Radar, as it says. Oh, right here. Look, it says On the Radar, and that's the name of this show. It's the show where I round up three names that are most likely to be coming in or out of Anfield. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe and sound on this beautiful Wednesday morning, Tuesday morning. Is it Tuesday today? It is. What a disgraceful mistake from myself. So, yeah, Tuesday today. Wednesday tomorrow. Don't forget, I'll be outside Anfield tomorrow doing this On the Radar. So do pay attention for that. And Thursday, I'll be outside Anfield as well. And tonight on the channel, you've got another show for free. Top of the Cops with Pippa Monique from AFTV. Really looking forward to getting into that at 6:30 on this channel. But first and foremost, we should get into today's On the Radar. Now, you've seen two names in the thumbnail. One of them is this bloke. Now, we've already spoken about Ismail Sarr. We've already said that Sadio Mane looks at him as a little bro or a little brother. He's very protective of him, as you saw from the clips where we played Watford. He said to Deeney after we beat them at Anfield, make sure you look after my little bro. So it's only recently in the last 2 days, actually, that the rumours for Sarr have really started to gather some pace and pick up. A lot of you guys yesterday, when I asked who would you prefer out of David Brooks, Ismail Sarr and Harvey Barnes, a lot of you, if not all of you, said Ismail Sarr. You guys obviously like the look of him. So let's actually find out what Dinesh thinks about Ismail Sarr. Good morning to you, mate. Dinesh is always in the shows. Really love your support, mate. Really appreciate it. So Dinesh, what do you think about Ismail Sarr? Is he a player that we could grab? Is he one that we would maybe keep an eye on for the next couple of years? Or is he a player that we leave alone and pursue other targets? Please let me know in the comments right now whether you think Ismail Sarr should become a Liverpool player. I mean, there's been a lot of rumours about it since we played them in March, I would say. And they've only escalated since the transfer window has now opened. So it's a tough one. I mean, listen, Watford are definitely 100%, just like Bournemouth, just like not Aston Villa, sorry, just like the other relegated team. They're going to be looking to get rid of a lot of their best players for a good price. Now, if I was Watford, I would be putting a price tag of around 25 to 30 million on Ismail Sarr. I think he's got a lot of promise. Dinesh says buy him. That's your opinion, but what else do we think about Ismail Sarr? I mean, Dinesh, if they're saying 25 to 30 million, do you buy him still? Do you still spend the money? Knowing that we need 30 million or we need to raise some funds for Thiago. So it's a tough one. He's obviously a very talented player, but I think clubs now know that Liverpool have got a few quid in the bank and they are going to absolutely rinse us and hang us dry when it comes to requesting transfer fees. So anyway, Ismail Sarr, what do we think finally on him? Should he become a Liverpool player? Should we just keep an eye on him to see how he performs next season? Or should we leave him alone? If we are going to buy him, you'd have to presume that Watford will want to do their business earlier rather than later in this transfer window, especially considering that they will have a longer now championship season next year. So they're going to want to either sell their best players quick and recoup and replace very early doors, or they're going to want to keep on to hold. They're going to keep hold on to the best ones so they can have the best chance to get back in the Premier League next season when they're in the Championship. So, guys, let us know. We obviously do have a knack of buying players from relegated clubs. You look at Andy Robertson, Peter Crouch, Gini Wijnaldum, as the list goes on. So we've got a knack of it. Is this another one that we should add to the list? Let me know. Dinesh, I think Liverpool will have one big buy this season. I agree with you, and I'm praying and hoping it's Thiago Alcantara. The next name on the list is a name that TalkSport mentioned yesterday. Obviously, yesterday we spoke about David Brooks from Bournemouth, but if we were to go into the market to purchase a backup striker, what do we think about the Norway international, Josh King? A Premier League stalwart, really. He's played in the league for the last 5 seasons, has scored a lot of goals for Bournemouth. Without question, has been with Wilson their best player in the last 5 years. It's a shame that I guess Dominic Solanke, it hasn't really worked out for him there. Obviously, we sold him and Jordan Ibe to Bournemouth. Both of them haven't really worked out, and now I'm guessing they're both going to have to find new clubs because Dominic Solanke and Jordan Ibe, Josh King, and Jordan, what's his name? Wilson. What's his first name? So you've got Wilson, King, Ibe, and Solanke, and Stanislas there as well, and the likes of David Brooks, who really are all going to be looking for a way out of Bournemouth. They would class themselves as Premier League players, having played in the league for the last 5 years. So Bournemouth are going to want to sell this guy. Would Liverpool fans be happy to take a swipe at King? We know he'd be available for around the £20 million mark. He's 26, still got a few years to go in him, of course. But do we think that this is a realistic one? Let me know in the comments. Josh King, would you like to see him backing up the front three at Anfield next season? I think this move completely depends on our willingness to let Ryan Brewster go out on loan again, and it depends on what we do with Divock Origi. Is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? Let us know in the comments what you think about this deal. Right, so moving on to the third name in the radar today. Bit of a slow one today and the last day for transfer rumours. But as we know, Xherdan Shaqiri has been on the list of players that could potentially leave Anfield this summer. There's been a lot of talk from myself, from other LFC YouTubers about bringing in Thiago, that creative playmaker that we so badly need at Liverpool. But are we looking too far? Do we need to look inside? Do we give Shaqiri more of a chance next season? We all know where Shaqiri plays best, and I'd say that's in the left side of a three in midfield. So I call it the Wijnaldum position, if you want to look at it like that. But Xherdan has done okay for Liverpool so far, scored some important goals. I think back to the goal against Everton. I think back to the 2 goals against Man United last season, or the season before, sorry. He has scored some important goals. Of course, he set up Gini Wijnaldum in the 4-0 Barcelona win. Another huge part to play there in that game. But like I said, there's been a lot of talk about Liverpool looking into the market for another creative midfielder. But because of COVID, because of the enhanced position of other clubs looking to buy and to swoop in for these type of players, do we actually keep him for another season and actually use him in the league a bit more than we did last season? I know he was injured, and I know Curtis Jones is further up in the midfield lineup compared to Shaqiri, but we know what Shaqiri's good at. That's set pieces, and he can unlock the hole in that kind of number 10 position, and he's great at free kicks as well. Do we keep Shaqiri for another season, or do we get rid to fund the transfer of Thiago? I'm quite happy for Xherdan Shaqiri to stay at Liverpool for another season, just so we can see what else he can deliver on those nights when, listen, we might have to bring in a Curtis Jones, we might have to bring in Shaqiri, just to ease the load off of our tirelessly working central midfield threesome. Let me know in the comment, Xherdan Shaqiri, do we buy? Do we sell? That's the most important thing if we are to believe the rumours that Liverpool need to sell in order to buy. Right, that was another episode of On the Radar. Like I said, guys, the comments are needed to be flooded when I come on live every single day with On the Radar. Like I said, we've got another show tonight at 6:30, Top of the Cops with Pippa from AFTV. Really looking forward to that one. But until then, leave us a subscribe, leave us a comment, and leave us a like, as we're trying to grow the channel as much as we can.